Hello, I am Kim with Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the channel, new and my longtime subscribers. I'm so happy you're here. All right, so this is just a quick announcement on the next lecture that I'm doing. It's a Zoom lecture, and this is a part of my course, Choosing Your Next Deck, Curating Your Collection. This is a part of a free course that I offer on my website, abundantlifetarot.com. All of the information is below in the description box. And this is for my new to collecting folks, as well as my established and longtime collector folks. So there's something there for everyone. And this lecture, this Zoom lecture that I'm announcing right now, this is going to be on spiritual considerations in collecting decks. There's all sorts of spiritual considerations, right? There is the morality of it all. You know, we're buying decks, collecting decks when there's a pandemic, when there's a possible recession in the United States, or there's, a lot of people, really scared. Is this really a time to be collecting? We talk about that. We talk about the morality of purchasing counterfeit decks, whether you intentionally or unintentionally do it. We talk about misappropriation of cultures in decks. We touch upon these things. These are things that I didn't go all the way in depth on during the course intentionally, because I was trying to keep the videos concise as much as possible for that course, for Choosing Your Next Deck, Curating Your Collection. But these Zoom lectures allow us to elaborate. And with that being said, I'm going to extend my normal 1 hour lecture time to an hour and a half, to allow for more discussion, to allow for more elaboration on these topics, because we have a lot to talk about. Spiritual considerations is not just the spiritual aspects of reading cards, because that's not what we're really talking about here. We're talking about collecting decks. That's different. A lot of people are like, why are you not talking about, how you intuitively connect with the decks? Because that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about us as spiritual beings being collectors, and how do we move about the world with our deck collection as spiritual beings. How do we do that? And what are the different things that may come up as spiritual beings who happen to collect decks? So that's what we're touching upon. And this is also a call and an invitation to those who are very well versed in some of these areas. And even if you're not, I want everyone to feel comfortable to chime in. Even if you think you have an unpopular notion or idea to add to the conversation, do it. Join the Zoom Live. It's free. The Zoom Live sessions and the link and the time and date and etc. will be in the description box below. But the course is free, and I want people to feel like they can have a safe space to interact and to exchange information and to learn and grow. This course that I created is something I felt called to do. Like, my ancestors in spirit said, hey, there's something that needs to be birthed through you, and you can do it through your website, so do it. So I did. I saw people struggling with their collecting habits, struggling with their collection, and I wanted to give something back to our community that has given so much to me. So that's why it'll probably always remain free as long as I have it in the Academy. Speaking of the Academy, I want to let you know that there will be other courses added in the future. I'm working on those now, and that this particular course, like I mentioned before, is free. So it will be here for the time being. I will announce if I ever take this course out, but I really see it being around for a while, because I feel like this, if I had this course when I first started collecting decks, I think it would have helped me a lot, tremendously, as a collector and even as a reader. So yeah, join in, register for the course, take only a few lessons that are calling to you, take all the lessons. I'm super excited because I'm going to have a more robust expansion of Abundant Life Tarot Academy in the coming months ahead. I'm going to have to make a big money and time investment for that. And that means we're going to have certificates. We are going to have ways where other instructors can join in on the fun and help me out here. We're going to have different ways to work with the Academy, and I'm so excited about that. So stay tuned for that. But in the meanwhile, check out this free one and do yourself a favor, do your collection a favor, and take this course. This is not a judgment zone course, by the way, where I'm like, you shouldn't be collecting, or you should just go ahead and collect it all, and what's wrong with people who don't collect? It's not that. It gives you the space to be a mindful and intentional collector. And let me tell you, that came from some of my folks who actually came to the Zoom session and who took the course, their comments. And I also have to mention that those who are taking the quizzes, who are participating in the exercises, I read each and every one of the entries that you put in, and I'm so blown away. And sometimes I am called to respond as the instructor to some things that I see come across in the submission for the assignments. But you guys blow me away, and I want more students to come on and get in on this, because it really helped me as a collector. I'm in a special space in my collecting, right? I had amassed almost 300 decks, which is not, it's a lot for many people, but it's not a lot in some of the circles that I hang out with, but still is a lot. And I relocated from one country to another, and I've had some crazy, unique experiences dealing with that. And had I not gone through the work that I did in preparing for this course for Abundant Life Tarot Academy, I would have been floundering. I would have been sad, depressed, because my collection is splintered between two countries. Technically, sea, because there's one that's waiting, there's some decks that are waiting to cross the sea from the US to the Dominican Republic. They're getting there. We're getting closer, folks. We're getting closer to get there, to get to me. But I have many, many decks still at my parents' house, and then I have a few decks here in the Dominican Republic. So this course, this content, the spreads that I created have been instrumental through my whole process of downsizing to prepare for this move, choosing which decks to come with me across the pond, if you will, our little baby pond. And then just probably when I get to a point of going back to the States, and that will happen, where I have to address the decks that I left at my parents' house, because they're not going to want them to stay there forever. I'm going to have to make some decisions on whether I keep them and take them with me back to my new country, or if I sell them when I'm there visiting my family for a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see. But I digress. I went all the way off. I wanted this video to be short-ish, just so I can make sure I get folks in. Join in on the Zoom. I love it. It's so much fun when there's people participating. And I am working right now this week on my PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to do a little presentation for you guys, but I also still will have room for discussion and a couple of exercises that we do while we are together. So join me. I can't wait for this. I'm super excited. I love these Zoom sessions so much. I'm going to have to create another course so I can have an opportunity to do more of them. Because we're now at lesson 5, lecture 5, in choosing your next deck, curating your collection. And I may not do a lecture for like the next lesson 6, but maybe I might pick it up 7 and 8. I haven't decided yet. So this could very well be the last lecture. So I definitely invite all of you to join in and let's make this magical. All right, guys, see you all around. Take good care of yourselves. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.